You're not about to is Jesus God your way out of this. Not with me. You may be able to do that with some other Christians. You may be able to do that with some other people who lack discipline and don't like to stick with subjects that they put up. But with me, you're not going to is Jesus God your way out of this. It's not happening. It's not happening at all.
And the Word was God. And the Word was God.
Oh,
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you this fine evening?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking. So are you a Muslim, my friend?
Yes, I am a Muslim.
All right. Would you like to give it a shot to prove that Jesus was a Muslim?
May I go off topic? I didn't really prepare for this topic.
Nope. This is the only topic I got, man. What else you want to talk about?
Okay, as a Christian, do you believe that are there any humans that are infallible?
Oh yeah, there are. That's not my topic though.
Okay.
You believe that Jesus is a Muslim. I want to know why.
I do believe that Jesus is a Muslim, but I didn't prepare for this topic.
What do you have to prepare for?
It's okay. So as a Muslim, I follow the teachings of Muhammad because peace and blessings be upon him, and I don't follow the words and following of Jesus Christ. Peace and blessings be upon him, because the people that came after Jesus Christ corrupted in my views, corrupted
his
Bible.
Message.
Yes.
So, yeah, I understand that. What does that have to do with you believing that he's a Muslim?
I believe that he was muwahhid. Muwahhid in Arabic means that he surrenders to God.
How do you know that?
Because I know for a fact that God's every however many years sends prophets to deliver the message, to follow the straight path. I'm pretty sure I want to be on the straight path. You want to be on the straight path.
But how do you know that Jesus followed the same God that you believe in?
Because it mentions it in the Quran.
Yeah, but the Quran came 600 years after him. It's just a claim. How do you know historically that what the Quran is saying about Jesus is true?
Because I believe that the Quran is the word of God, and I believe that God does not take up space nor time, and he knows everything that happened from the start till the end.
But that's not telling me how you know this. You're telling me what you believe, which is fine. You can believe whatever you want, but you don't know this for a fact that Jesus believed in the same God that is found in the Quran. You don't know that for sure. You believe it, but you don't know it.
I know that for sure, because a contingency for you to be Christian, a contingency for me to be Muslim, is for us to have faith and believe anything that.
See, there it is again. You have this type of faith that is blind, a blind faith that Jesus was a Muslim because your book says so. That's not telling me how you know this. You know what I'm saying? I need to. How do you know for a fact that Jesus was a Muslim?
We're having a circular argument of you trying to make me prove to you that Jesus was.
Yeah, how is that circular?
Because you're trying to tell me to prove that Jesus was a Muslim, and I told you that I didn't.
I don't believe Jesus was a Muslim.
Yeah, you're telling me to prove in my views that Jesus was a Muslim because I believe that, and I told you I didn't.
Well, yeah, that's a
topic, but I'm more than willing to have.
That's a historical. It's a historical claim that you're making on a person who existed 600 years before your book. So when you're saying Jesus was this, you're making a historical claim that Jesus historically believed in the same God and same values that you as a Muslim
I didn't say same values. I said same God.
Okay. So wouldn't that mean same values or no?
No, I believe.
So God's values changes?
That every prophet comes and God puts new covenants. Like, for instance,
but does a value change?
Who came 1,000. Can I continue my, or do you want to go?
No, I know what you're saying, but do you believe that within these covenants that God's values change?
Can you? Sorry, my English is my second language. So can you give me the definition of values?
So basically, values are what God holds in as important and good.
Okay. What God knows best. I'm pretty sure we both of us agree on that. And God knows like every single circumstance, every single people are born in different generations, and He knows best what values to instill
Okay,
in this generation.
I got you. So if I were to say Jesus was not a Muslim, how would you prove me wrong? Because you obviously believe the opposite. How would you demonstrate that I am incorrect about that statement, about that belief?
Um, I don't claim to be a person of knowledge in Islam, but I'm willing to have a person whose expertise is theology and to discuss to you about this. But I'm more than willing to have like an argument. Like, okay, now you asked me something. May I ask you something, or do you want to stick to topic? It's your live stream.
Yeah, I like to stick to my topic. So you're saying that you're not able to dive into the theology of your religion, but you want to argue something else?
It's not it's not that I'm not able to. It's that I believe that Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, is not. He was a prophet once upon a time, but I'm obligated to follow Muhammad. I'm not obligated to what Jesus followed, so I'm not expertise in what Jesus taught.
Yeah, but so that I understand that. So then, if you're not an expertise in what Jesus taught, how do you know that Jesus taught Islam if you don't know what he taught?
Okay, can you repeat the question?
How do you know that Jesus taught Islam when you don't know what he taught?
Okay, so it will be a circular discussion because I will mention stuff from the Quran, and you don't believe in the Quran, do you? Do you believe in my Quran?
It's not that I believe in the original before it got corrupted, but it's not whether or not I believe in your Quran. It's if what your Quran is saying, claiming, has a basis to it. Does it have evidence for what it's saying? And that's what I'm challenging. If I say Jesus was not a Muslim because we have the teachings of Jesus and Jesus never taught Islam, but how would you, if you don't know what Jesus taught, how can you say I'm wrong about that?
Well, did Jesus speak Arabic, which is the language of the Quran?
Did he speak Arabic?
Yeah.
You tell me, did he speak Arabic?
No, he did not.
How do you know?
During Jesus' time, I don't know if even Arabic existed during that time. And
how do you know? How do you know? How do you know he didn't speak Arabic?
I know for a fact because he came upon people whose language was not Arabic, it was Hebrew.
How do you know that?
In the original first Bible, what was it written by?
Have you ever read the original first Bible?
You're the Christian, you tell me.
No. You made a claim, my friend. You made a claim that Jesus didn't speak Arabic. You know this because he went to a people that spoke Hebrew, and I think you said Aramaic. And I asked you how you know that. You said because in the first original Bible. Have you read the first original Bible to confirm that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew?
I have not read the original first Bible because it's in Hebrew, and I don't speak Hebrew.
Again, how do you know that the first original Bible was in Hebrew?
Because that's what I got taught in school.
Okay, so you never seen it yourself. You just got told this. You were never able to check yourself.
That's correct.
Okay, so that's just hearsay. How do you know that Jesus went to a people that spoke Hebrew and Aramaic?
How do I know that Jesus spoke? Because That's the well known amongst the mainstream.
You're right.
You know what I
Where
mean? Yeah,
I agree with you that it's well known.
yeah,
It's a common knowledge thing. Where does
yeah.
this come from? Is my question. How do people know this?
It's just historical facts. Anybody who reads about history or
Yeah, where are they reading this from? Yes, it is a historical fact, but it's based off something. Historical facts are based off sources. What is the
yeah.
source that they use that tells them that Jesus lived in a time and went to a people that spoke Hebrew and Aramaic? What source are they using?
You tell me.
They're
We
using
have
that.
a saying. We have a saying in Islam.
Mhm.
Who can I say it in Arabic?
I wouldn't understand it in English.
Yeah, I'll translate it.
Okay, go ahead.
من قال لا أعلم فقد أفتى. Who says that they don't know? He did the right thing. So
I
I don't
agree.
know. Can you intellectually enlighten me on this knowledge?
If you genuinely don't know, I would love to. If you genuinely don't know.
I genuinely don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah. So the source that they're getting this from is the New Testament. The New Testament is what places Jesus in the first century and places the Aramaic language in Jesus's time and has Jesus actually speaking Aramaic and Hebrew. It's the New Testament. So these historical facts that it is common knowledge comes from my Bible, the same Bible you say is corrupted.
Yeah, and this New Testament, when was it written and who was it written by? I genuinely don't know.
It was written in the first century, a few years after Jesus, a few years, about 20, 40, 50 years, depending on the account. But the New Testament was written within the first century. So after Jesus ascended, after the disciples and apostles went around the world preaching, and then some of them were getting unalived, they began to write down their traditions, the gospel and the teachings of Jesus, because people were dying off. So these are first century documents. Unfortunately, we don't have a first century copy. It didn't survive that long, but we have early second century copies and third and fourth and so on and so forth.
No, yeah, I understand. And it was written by the sorry if I said this wrong, apostles and
yeah, the disciples or for a term that you may understand, like the Sahaba of Jesus, the companions.
Okay. Oh, okay. And are the Sahaba infallible?
When they
don't make mistakes?
when they are conveying the message of the gospel, they are infallible. Because
and that's a contingency.
It's because they are inspired by God when they're doing it.
And Jesus, and in your eyes, Jesus is God, right?
Yes.
Okay, I've heard so many debates and stuff like that. I'm interested in that sort of stuff. In the mainstream. I'm pretty sure you've heard this. I just want to see the Christian answer to these questions.
I'll be happy to give you like the answers to the questions of the deity of Christ. But first, I'd like for us to finish this out a little bit first, because I want you to see how, even as a Muslim, a non-Christian, these common facts and things that you know about Jesus comes from my Bible. You see how that's important?
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I don't disregard that some stuff in the Bible are true. We believe that a Bible came. We believe that a Torah came. But do I believe in every single word of it? No. And a contingency for you to abide by your faith and for me to abide by my faith is for God's word to be perfect 100% to the bit.
Well, so here's my thing. How can you trust the Bible to tell you about the language that Jesus spoke, where he preached, the people he visited, but you can't trust it in telling you what he taught and believed?
That is a very good question. In order for me to fact check the New Testament, I go to the Quran because that's my holy book.
Okay, so fact check this. Yeah. So fact check this. Where does the Quran fact check that Jesus spoke Hebrew and Aramaic?
Okay, this is. I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, does it really matter what language Jesus spoke in?
It does.
Why does it matter?
Because once you solidify the language that Jesus spoke and the source that you're getting it from, you have just authenticated the source. So when you say that Jesus spoke Hebrew and Aramaic as a historical fact, then you have just authenticated the Bible.
I authenticated the Bible in this certain point, not in every point.
Well, again, this leads back to the question I just asked then. How could you trust the Bible for giving you the accurate historical information about Jesus's language, what people he went to, and things of this nature, but you can't trust when it tells you what he used to say?
I've already answered this question, and I can answer it again. If whatever is in the New Testament matches with my Quran,
okay,
I will take by it.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
So
and this
is the point, bro. This is the point, because you said that, which is why I said what I said to you. Where does your Quran confirm that Jesus spoke Aramaic and Hebrew so that you can trust what the New Testament says?
The Quran does not specifically mention.
So then why do you trust that the Bible is right when he spoke Hebrew and Aramaic?
It doesn't specifically say that, but it says where it got where Jesus was.
No, it doesn't.
Who on what people Jesus was sent to?
To the people of Israel. Where were they?
Yeah.
Where were they? And what time was this? What century was this?
Yeah. This is what the Quran says, and then from the
the Quran. Hold on.
From the Hadith doesn't. You can derive so much information.
Yeah, I know. The Hadith doesn't tell you nothing either. The Hadith doesn't tell you anything about Jesus's whereabouts. Neither the Quran nor the Hadith tell you about Jesus's whereabouts or the time that he lived in.
Because again, I told I love Jesus, peace and blessings be upon him, but I'm not obligated to follow his message.
That has nothing to do with what I just said.
That does have nothing to do with it. Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay, so
why is it relevant?
Please address what I said.
Why is it relevant for me to know exactly the language?
I already told you again. The fact that you pull from the New Testament to tell you what language Jesus spoke, and where Jesus was and what time frame he lived, you just authenticated the Bible. So you can't reject the Bible.
I did not authenticate the whole. I said I don't disregard the whole Bible.
You can't choose which parts you want to believe in and which parts doesn't.
Yes,
Okay, so here we are. Okay, but stop. Here we are again.
God's word.
Excuse me. Here we are again with you saying you're just right back at the circle. Whatever the Quran agrees with, that's what you can take from the New Testament. So show me where the Quran agrees that Jesus spoke Aramaic, because you're taking that from the New Testament. Show me where the Quran agrees with that.
I told you what the Quran says about Jesus. It says about the people.
Where were they? Where were they?
He was sent to the people of Israel.
Where were they?
They were, if I'm not wrong, they were, I think, close to Palestine in that area.
Where does the Quran tell you that?
I can pull it up.
Okay, cool. So show me where it says that when Jesus went there, they were in Palestine.
It doesn't. They say that specifically. That's not how God's word.
That's tough. That's tough, because you're saying that it's there in the Quran.
Okay, so do you believe that Jesus is God?
It's not about what I believe. It's not about what I believe. It's about what you can prove about what your Quran says and about what you're saying. It's not about what I believe.
Yeah, but this is a discussion. I would like to make the discussion.
I don't think you know how this. I don't think you know how this goes. A discussion is based off of a topic.
This is my first time in this live stream.
Yeah. So when I have a topic, we both engage on this topic. I let you talk. I let you make your points on this topic, and we engage back and forth. It's a cross-examination.
Yeah.
This is how this goes. So again, Where does your Quran tell you that Jesus went to Palestine?
Again, I will counter that, and I know I know that I'm going off topic right now. I will counter that by saying that, do you believe that Jesus is God? Why are you refusing to answer this question?
Hey, Mike, are you a Muslim?
Sorry?
Are you a Muslim?
Am I what?
Are you a Muslim?
No, I'm a Christian.
Okay, so this is only for Muslims, my friend. Let me see here.
Do you believe that Jesus is God? Question.
Okay, I'll just talk to myself then. Since thanks for coming, man. You forfeited the topic. You don't want to have the discussion, so
You forfeited my question also.
All right, good job.
Thank you.
Guys can't even answer simple questions. And every time that you guys try to do this, you try to, is Jesus God, your way out of this? You're not about to, is Jesus God, your way out of this? Not with me. You may be able to do that with some other Christians. You may be able to do that with some other people who lack discipline and don't like to stick with subjects that they put up. But with me, you're not going to, is Jesus God, your way out of this? It's not happening. It's not happening at all.